Hey starlings, finally it's here. Gay Christmas! Pardon? Oh, Halloween, aka otherwise known as Gay Christmas, where we all get to dress up in sexy, spooky, ghoulish costumes and celebrate this cross-quarter day. So we are now halfway, or the sun is now halfway between the equinox, which is Libra, and the winter solstice, in the northern, summer solstice, of course, in the southern. The only way is up down here, baby. So why is it sexy? Like, we all like, why are Americans dressing up super sexy? In Mean Girls, I'm a sexy mouse, duh, is a line.
I'm a sexy mouse, duh.
Because it is held in Scorpio season, and we all know Scorpios have sex appeal. They're sexy beasts, and of course there's much more to Scorpio, not just sexy hashtag, but it's an interesting one, isn't it, that that's the way that it's gone. And of course all the ghoulish themes are so on brand for Scorpio and what we understand as Scorpio archetype, themes, motifs, etc. Very exciting. So it also coincides, aligns with the new moon in Scorpio. So that's the astrological headline of this week, besides Halloween, which of course is an astrological headline. As I said, it's about where the sun is placed each year, and it's at this geometric point. So new moon in Scorpio coincides with Halloween. Halloween Eve is Thursday, of course, and then Friday is the new moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio themes, new moon, put those two together. You have the beginning of a cycle, plant the seeds of manifestation and make a plan for Scorpio themes. And we're 9 degrees, that's where the new moon is, 9 degrees Scorpio falls in your birth chart. So you need to know your birth chart for that as well, just to get that extra level. Themes of Scorpio, of course, is rebirth, regeneration. In order to do that, you have to cut. You have to cut dead wood. What's no longer serving you? I mean, that's a line that's been used a lot over the last few years in a way of saying it, but it's a great way of saying it. And at this point, especially in the northern, it is about trimming dead wood. The trees are pulling their energy back in. Here, of course, in the southern hemisphere, it is spring. So it's about new life. And actually, my land queen did just come and chop back the chocos because they're growing like crazy and covering the lemons, and we can't have that. So there is a different kind of chopping back. And I thought that was a really interesting parallel because, of course, we are opposite each other, southern and northern, with our climate and our environmental experience based on where we are and where the sun is in proximity to us, as we all know all about that. So Scorpio themes, what are you going to plant on the new moon? What are you going to wear to Gay Christmas, aka Halloween, All Hallows, Day of the Dead, Dias de los Muertos? Diwali is around this time for India, and so many different festivals of light. And of course, they're festivals of light again because it's about the sun, and that's the central point to so many things that we hold special, have holidays and celebrations about, put mystical personifications onto, and anthropomorphize as well. It's the sun's journey and our experience of nature. I love that. That kind of brings us back to the opposite of Scorpio, which is Taurus. More about that when we get to the Taurus full moon in 2 weeks after the new moon in Scorpio. Part 2 of this is that the new moon is in a favorable trine. So sun and moon are conjunct right next to each other, 9 degrees Scorpio. They're in the most flowing aspect, a trine to Saturn in Pisces. So this is all about water signage. So Saturn in Pisces is extremely stabilizing. If you want to get your mystic pursuits on track, really this is your time to set those intentions. Whatever you set now has really great staying power because of that Saturn. And Saturn is all about limitations, but you're getting the trine, you're getting the flowing aspect. So it's all about, it's about career, it's about staying power, it's about longevity, long-term planning. So think about that. What can you take into the future? A bit of crystal bowl singing. Is it time to get your bowls on? Is it time to get that yoga practice going? Is it time to do some deep work, psychological work? Scorpio is very psychological. If you want to deep dive the meaning of the signs so you get more out of all of this, pick up my book, Cosmic Power, Ignite Your Light, a simple guide to sun signs for the modern mystic. And for the transits, what we're talking about here, pick up Astro Power, a simple guide to prediction and destiny for the modern mystic. And to deep dive your birth chart, which is where we're landing all of this. We want to see where it lands. Where is it getting grounded for you exactly? That's Star Power, a simple guide to astrology for the modern mystic, all by Vanessa Montgomery. That's me. So the other thing I wanted to say with this, so this is part 3, is that we can look to the ruler of this new moon, which in traditional astrology is Mars, and in modern psychological astrology, since we've had the good old telescope, is Pluto. And whichever one you use, I think this is really interesting because they are building into an opposition with each other. And if you follow astrology, that is one of the headlines coming up. So that's been a bit glitchy so far. Mars opposite Pluto. Thankfully not aspecting this new moon because that would be such a blowout. So Mars opposite Pluto is brutal. Mars is the deity of war. Pluto is the deity of death and regeneration. These two go head to head and it's like a boxing match to the death. I really hope that with all the conflict around us at the moment, you know, certain scenes get avoided and don't come to fruition in your own life. Unhook from getting all, you know, fisticuffs. Don't get lured into a fight. Don't get lured into that. You want to deal with standing up to power, which could be Mars opposite Pluto in Capricorn, and also Pluto in the last degree of Capricorn is about the dying breath of, you know, capitalism, big corporate money, these big systems that are looking to switch over and change to their next incarnation, like the snake losing its skin. You know, we really want to stop that from getting more power. You want more power to the people, don't we? And to communities that is more egalitarian. So it's a pretty heavy hitter. So why don't we put into our manifestations real positives for personal power, community power, power in the hands of people that are going to respect it and give their own selves in service of it, not try to use power in service of themselves, their ego and their business, etc. So it's a fun one. Why don't you book in with me for your one-to-one astrology session reading, and we can look more into your personal bespoke transits, birth chart, etc. If you're not sure how to do it all, I have written those books so that you can take control of your own astrology and get to know what we're all saying here and why we're saying it, which is why I do include the technical bits and pieces. So you know where I'm getting this from and you can agree or disagree with my interpretation, because remember, all we astrologers are doing is interpreting, and it may land right for you or it may not. So take what works, take the positives, and ditch the rest if it doesn't make you feel great. All right. Happy Halloween, and looking forward to seeing you next week. Stay cosmic, darlings.
I hope you find my eye attractive. Come on.
Happy Halloween. Well, I guess it's spooky season.